The Gopher Coaches Show is presented by Window Concepts and Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union.
How's our top down here? Elite, man, that's what it is.
This is the Gopher Coaches Show.
Welcome into the Gopher Coaches Show. I'm Ahmad Hicks, joined alongside KFAN's Justin Gaard. So, Coach Plitzuweit, not with us right now, but she will be via Zoom. We'll tell you about that in just a couple of seconds. But first, let's recap that buzzer beater by Amaya Battle at Williams Arena on Sunday. If you didn't watch the game, I want you to see what happened, but most importantly, I want you to hear how it sounded. Let's take a listen.
9-63, Graholski into Battle. Battle drives baseline. Jumper at the horn is good. They're going to review it, but I think it's going to be good.
Join Graholski. Graholski to inbound. Get it into Amaya Battle. 15-foot baseline. Jumper is good! At the buzzer for the Sweet 16! We'll see if there's any time left on the clock. It says triple zeros right now.
So I may be a little bit biased, but one guy had a phenomenal call, and his name was Justin Gaard. So where does that shot rank in all the years you've covered basketball at Williams Arena?
I mean, that's top 5. In fact, Lindsay Whalen said the 2 of the 3 best shots in Gopher women's basketball history were in that game. Amaya's is number 2. Mara Braun's to tie it at 61 was number 3. There was one from 2004 in the Final Four that she said that one will always be number 1. But I'm going to the source. I'm going to the GOAT, Lindsay Whalen. But, yeah, I love the caption there. 2 realities. One guy's super excited to go to Sacramento, where we'll be later in the week, and another guy had his dreams dashed. But amazing.
He said, it's good. It's good.
Great call, though.
It was, and it was a phenomenal shot by Amaya Battle, seen across the world. It was all over ESPN. I'm sure her social media followers skyrocketed after that game, so we'll talk to her about that. But for now, let's go to head coach Dawn Plitzuweit. She's joining us via Zoom today because she's being a mom. Yes, we know her as the head coach, but she also has responsibilities of a mom, like supporting her daughter in an NCAA tournament. So here's what she had to say about her daughter and her team. Take a listen. All right, Coach, thanks for taking the time to join us via Zoom. So I guess first, before we talk basketball and UCLA, you're being a mom right now on the road. Can you tell us about what you're doing and why you're not in Minnesota currently?
Yes, so our daughter, Lexi, plays basketball at a Division II school in Michigan called Grand Valley State, and they have advanced to the Elite 8 for the 2nd straight season, and they're Elite 8 is in Pittsburgh, so on Monday after practice, jumped on a plane quick, got out here, and will enjoy being a mom today and watching her, and I'm really, really excited. So they had a really good season last year, ended up on top at the end of the year, and so see if they can continue to make a run.
Can you watch as a mom, or are you always watching as a coach? How does that work?
Oh, no, I'm really good at watching as a mom and cheering. I'm pretty good at doing that. I'm just saying, like, I have a lot of fun during the games, and I always tease her coaches that are on staff before the game. I'm like, this is way more fun sitting in this spot. Like, it's just so much more relaxing. Like, I know parents get really stressed, but I personally am one that really enjoys being on this side of it and just cheering.
Coach, now that we're a couple of days removed from Amaya Battle's game winner and just, you know, the overall excitement around Minnesota women's basketball, how have you been able to take that all in, and what has that moment been like for you as a coach?
Well, I was thinking about that this morning, and I think back to right after Christmas time, we came back and we were starting up conference play, and the story that we told the team at that point in time, because, you know, we like to do that here and there, share some stories, little analogies here and there. And the story at that point in time was about breaking the sound barrier. And there were hundreds of pilots in the 1930s and 1940s that were close to getting to the speed and getting their planes through the sound barrier, but no one had done it until, I think it was October 14th, 1947, when Chuck Yeager got to the same point that hundreds of pilots had been before. And when he got there, he did something that was maybe a little bit counterintuitive, and rather than fighting with the plane and fighting against the sky, where it seemed like the sky wasn't just resisting, it was pushing back, he held onto the controls and he did something that was unusual, and he just trusted. And he trusted his plane, and he got through, he broke through that sound barrier. And then once it got done once, other pilots had a chance to do that same thing. And, you know, we believe that that was really a big key for who we needed to be. We felt like we were in a spot where we were really, really close. We were doing a lot of good things. We really needed to understand what trust the process looks like. What is trust? Trust the process, trust your preparation all the time that our young ladies put into their training, trust themselves with that, and then trust each other. And I think this group has continued to develop, has continued to grow, has continued to learn what that really looks like. And you know, on March 22nd, 2026, I believe that our young ladies had a chance to really break through that sound barrier. And honestly, I think we actually heard the sonic boom too on the other side of it, because the barn was, you know, I don't even know what word to really use, but sonic boom is my word for today.
Well, all right, so take us in the huddle with 3.5 seconds left before the sonic boom. Everything that you just talked about all comes down to that moment. So what do you remember about that huddle, that play, and really that whole moment?
Well, we're a program. In our program, we spend a lot of time in our shoot-arounds kind of reviewing some of those end-of-game situations, scenarios. And so at that point in time, it was telling players where they start in the play, you know, but really not necessarily even having to draw the whole thing up because they know it. They've been through it. I don't even know how many times. And to really understand how typically Ole Miss plays. What are they on the ball, off the ball, those type of things? Where are you looking? And then trust the process at that point in time. And you know, ultimately players make plays, and when players make plays, big things happen. And certainly it was the shot, no question. It was the pass to get it there. It was the screen to get her open. It was all those type of things. And Amaya answered it with making a contested shot. It was not an easy shot that she made, but she made her patent baseline pull-up jump shot that was contested, and that was a pretty special moment, not only for our team, but I certainly believe for our program, and I think for our community as well.
Yeah, I even think the refs missed a call there at the end. I thought Amaya Battle got fouled on that jump shot, but we'll leave that for another day. Coach, can you talk about the confidence between Amaya Battle and Mara Braun? Because there was this clip on ESPN where after you guys broke the huddle, you see Mara literally smiling, smirking, like she knew what was about to happen. Can you talk about their confidence level?
Well, I thought even there were about 3 minutes to go in the game, and it was so loud in the barn. And I remember looking at the faces of our players as they were going away from our bench, and they were on defense at that point in time. And I don't even think we didn't have the lead yet, you know, and our players were just smiling, and they were having fun. And I'm telling you what, they were working their tails off too. But that doesn't surprise me about our team, because I do believe this. I believe as an athlete, as a performer, you need to be in your ideal performance state. And you know what? Your ideal performance state, yes, is to be really energized and ready to go. But it's also you need to be relaxed to be able to perform at the highest level. And by smiling, you seem to relax a little bit. And so proud of our young ladies for being able to do that. Because while as a coach, you can talk about that, they have to be the ones to actually live that and believe that, and they did that.
So after Amaya hits the shot, there's 0.8 seconds left. They have a look. It's a three-pointer. What do you remember as that ball is going towards the rim? What do you remember as it falls off just short?
Well, I thought Grace Groholski made a really good play. She was guarding the inbounder at that point in time, and she was tracking the flight of the ball and contested it pretty well. We got caught in a back screen, and then the back screen, down screen kind of scenario. And at that point in time, that was a pretty challenging screen to get through, because there was a lot of physicality in it, that's what you do. That's what a screen is set for. And so our player who was trying to get through it didn't get through it cleanly. And Grace had to make a play to get out there and try to contest it. Even though it was somewhat contested, it still was a pretty good shot. It was right on target. It was just a little bit short. And so, you know, ultimately, again, you have to make the play. And I don't know that we made the play or we just got really fortunate, but we'll take it either way.
Yeah, you know, right after that shot missed, you just see Mara Braun and Amaya Battle both just hands on their heads. They're like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe that just almost got that close. All right, now, Coach, you're in the Sweet 16, second time in your career. First time was with South Dakota, now here with the Minnesota Gophers. What is the talent level like as you advance this far in the tournament, or is it less about talent and more about execution?
It certainly is about both, really. There is a lot of talent. And you know what? We feel really fortunate that we have some young ladies who are really talented as well. I think that's really an important piece of this puzzle. You don't do this unless you have players that can compete at the highest level. And yes, it takes a belief, but it takes a physical ability to do that. So I do think it's it's about execution at this point in time. You know, it's interesting because we're playing against an opponent we have faced before. And so we both go back, our program in UCLA goes back to that game and tries to evaluate what we need to do to put ourselves in the best possible scenario to be successful. And I think, again, we have to trust that what we do gives us the best chance to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. And so that's what we kind of lean into. It's kind of what we go back to, but we also look at how do we do that better than we did it the last time to the best of our ability.
What are the challenges with UCLA, who's been a top 2 or 3 team all year, right? I assume the challenges are innumerable.
Actually, it's been kind of entertaining because they played, obviously, the day after we played. And so the text messages that I was getting from whoever it was across the country, including some of our boosters, like, wow, they're really big. Wow, they shoot the ball really well. Wow, they're really fast. Wow, they're this, they're that.
No kidding.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the information. That's very helpful. But the challenges are great because of not only their size, but they're not just their size inside, with Lauren Betts, Sienna Betts, and et cetera, but their size on the perimeter. When you try to get to the rim against them and they wall up against you, they have every one of their perimeter kids, every one of their post kids, for the most part, it just has great size, athleticism, ability to alter shots, block shots, kind of move you in different ways, great ability to rebound. So not only do they defend at a high level, I think their field goal percentage defensively is 35%, which is phenomenal, but they also take advantage of that, and then they get out in transition against teams, and then they can also score it in a half court because they have all the pieces to be able to play fast, to be able to kind of make sure that they can work in a quarter court, all those type of things, special situations. So the challenges are great. At the same time, what we like about our team is that we continue to learn and we continue to grow. And this is another opportunity, a couple more days of practice and another opportunity to keep playing. And so our goal is to keep trusting that what we do is going to help us continue to get better and see where that leaves us in the end.
Well, I think we're all excited to see what you guys can do this weekend in Sacramento. And, Coach, we won't take any more of your time. We know you're busy. You got to go be a mom. You got to go watch some basketball, but you also have to prep. So we appreciate your time hopping on Zoom with us this morning, and good luck the rest of the way. We'll see you in Sacramento.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys.
All right, so that was Dawn Plitzuweit from her hotel room earlier this morning. Now we're going to hear from the hometown heroes, Amaya Battle and Braun, on the other side of the break. So make sure you stick with us. We'll be right back. We're back with more Gopher Coaches Show, and I'm alongside Justin Gaard, but I don't think anybody wants to hear from us right now because
Correct.
We have the hometown heroes, Amaya Battle and Braun. Ladies, welcome into the program yet again. How's it feeling right now as you guys advance to the Sweet 16?
It feels really good.
And you barely have a voice right now. A lot of excitement this past weekend.
A ton of excitement.
Yeah. Mara, talk to us about your mindset heading into this game. It felt like you were just on the cusp of breaking out, having that scoring explosion that we know you're capable of, and it seemed like every time you hit a big shot, you just turned around and embraced that crowd. What was that like this past weekend?
Well, I just knew I had to be aggressive going into the postseason, especially. It's going to help my team. It's going to help myself, and just making sure every single person on that floor is aggressive and is looking for their shot and just to make the right play. And I just want to win. Like, that's what we're here to do, and to make this is all just a reality right now. It still doesn't feel real, but I'm just going to take advantage of every second of it.
How many dribbles on this move right here?
Way too many.
Is that like a record?
Yeah,
but you got to find a way, right?
Right.
We're going to talk about Amaya's shot, obviously, but your shot to tie it there. And I wanted you to, I was hoping we had this. Rank your mom right there with her three celebration.
Well, it's like she's excited, but she's scared to death. I'm not really sure what's going on. But, Coach, she put me in that spot, and I just wanted to make the most of it, and she trusts me in that situation, which means so much to me. So I knew I just wanted to make something happen.
So, Amaya, with 3.5 seconds left, we just talked to your coach about that huddle and about that moment. At what point do you know, okay, I'm about to get this ball and it's on me?
I had no clue until G passed it to me. And it's funny, in the huddle before, I was like, guys, somebody's going to hit a game winner. Like, I didn't think it was going to be me, and it was me, but Yeah, it just happened. Went by fast and slow at the same time.
So take me through your mind. After you hit that shot, your teammates rush you on the court, the crowd goes nuts, but yet you still have 0.8 seconds left in the game. Walk us through that sequence there.
Yeah, I was laughing with Ty and Nia the other day because Ty's like pulling people off, Tori's pulling people off. You can see Tori like shove Nia back on the bench, and Ty's like, we still have to play defense. And then I don't really know what's going on because everybody's cheering, and I don't even know if Ty's being for real, but we ended up having to play defense, and we did. We got back together for that.
So you two have talked a lot, and a lot has been talked about when you guys committed here in 2021, that you wanted to do what you just did. And that goes back to Coach Whalen, who's obviously all over this building right now. She was in the building on Sunday. What does it mean for you guys to really, capitalize on your vision, with her in the building even?
I mean, she's the reason we're here. We wouldn't have committed it if it wasn't for her and her vision for us, and we knew we wanted to do what she's done. She's put banners in the barn, and we wanted to do the same thing. And she's been with us the whole way, and I think Coach P has just been amazing to keep her involved, and their relationship has grown. But Coach Way just means the world to us, and all the other coaches, we've heard from them as well. They're just behind us. There she is.
She's tight.
Yeah, she's nervous, but she's the best. We love her. Just so happy she brought us here.
So you guys obviously came here with the vision that we want to send a message to the rest of the recruits in Minnesota that you can stay here, play for Minnesota, and do big things. How do you guys feel now that you've kind of brought that to fruition?
Feels good. I hope that when we leave, there's more Minnesota recruits that come back or stay here and play, and that they get the opportunity to leave a legacy as well. Like, we have a ton of talent here in Minnesota, so why not stay here and play for your own home state and represent your state that way?
So we've talked about both of your shots. One I think is getting forgotten a little bit is Sophie put you guys up by 63-61. They end up tying it. It was tough going there offensively all night, but how important has she been for you all season?
Yeah, Goph's been hooping.
Yeah, she has. She's come up in so many big ways. She's playing with so much confidence. I remember I had a mismatch, and she was demanding the ball, and so we swung it. We got it to her, and she made a play out of it. And she's gotten so much more confident. I think everyone says Sophie's improved so much, gotten so much better. I think she's always been talented, but just her confidence and wanting the ball, and we've been feeding it to her because she's been able to be so efficient for us.
So you guys were young. You were once thrust into the spotlight where you had to do a little bit more than maybe you were ready for. Talk about Tori McKinney, being a sophomore on this team, starting for you guys, and being the tone setter both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, Tori's, anytime we get asked questions like, who would win the Hunger Games, like, that's Tori. And you can see it out there on the court. I mean, she's pushing it both ends. She can give us a stop whenever we need it, and she can give us a bucket whenever we need it. And I think she's a great leader by example because she's never not going 100%.
So with Grace Grahalski, you win a game on Friday where she doesn't score. And hit a couple of shots, obviously, on Sunday. But what's it like to just have her, who's been so important in a million different games this season, and be able to win when she doesn't maybe have the scoring that she wants to have?
She's our glue. I mean, she holds us together. She's always going to be consistent. She's just that solid player we have out there that does all the dirty things, getting old boards, putbacks. I think every time she made a shot, it was a big shot. It was needed. She hit threes when we needed it. But I think it's going to be important for us to look for her this coming Friday and just make sure she's aggressive and give her that confidence because we're going to need her.
Final question for both of you. What does it mean to have the support from the players on the end of the bench that aren't playing as much, but yet still they're cheering you guys on the entire 40 minutes each and every game?
They mean it a lot. There's times in games where I'll be on offense or defense in the corner by the bench and we're like just chatting like it's any other day. But no, they bring a ton of energy. Like in film, we'll literally stop film and watch their sellies. Nia's hyping up the crowd. Kennedy and Bryn are doing cheers. Like Zoe's going great. Like everybody's doing something, and the energy that they bring means a lot because I think they get the crowd going too.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Mara, any thoughts? Real quick.
Yeah, they do everything for us. They're in practice with us. They might not get the minutes that they want, but they're making an impact on the game, and we appreciate them so much. We tell them, but I don't think that they get enough love for what they do. So we just love them, and yeah.
They're the bench mob. They are the true catalyst of this team. Thanks to the hometown heroes for joining us today on the Gopher Coaches Show. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll be in Sacramento cheering you guys on, and hopefully the dance continues. All right, we'll be right back to talk with assistant head coach Jason Jeske about the UCLA rematch and how the Gophers will fare this time around.
You're watching the Gopher Coaches Show.
Coach P's on the road, so we're bringing in Associate Head Coach and General Manager Jason Jeske to join us and preview UCLA. Let's get right to it. Kiki Rice, 8 of 9 the last time you guys played her at Williams Arena, 88% from the field. How do you slow her down this time?
Well, I think you have to do a couple of things, first of all. I think not having Tori in the last game, hopefully that gives us another weapon to go against her. You know, she's done a really good job for us defensively. But we have to kind of mix up coverages. She's somebody who is dynamic. She's been very efficient versus us, and somebody that we definitely have to pay a lot of attention to because she's kind of the initial engine of both their offense and their transition offense.
The other engine would be Lauren Betts, National Player of the Year candidate. You know a lot about her as well, having gone up against her the last few years. What's the challenge with her on both sides of the floor?
Well, she can block shots when you talk about her defensively, but she went 15 of 19 last night for 35 points. And so somebody that we have to do a great job of knowing where she's at, limiting her clean looks, and then keeping her off of the offensive glass. She's somebody who's very dynamic, again, on both ends, and somebody that we have to do our best to help each other in slowing her and the rest of the Bruins down.
All right, Coach, I'm not going to put you on the spot and say, what is your game plan, but what do you think some keys to victory will be in under 30 seconds for your team?
I think we have to do a great job offensively of getting good looks. We have to keep them out of transition because they're dynamic. They had 17 transition points against us last game. And then we have to finish plays. Offensive rebounds for us and limit their second chance looks when we're finishing plays defensively.
I'm impressed you still have a voice off Sunday. You must have a good ton. You got to give us your tip, your honey, your lozenges, whatever it is. Good for you.
Let's put it all together, right?
Coach, 15 seconds. How fun has this journey been for you guys?
Incredible. I'm so proud of our team. They deserve it. They've worked their tails off. Excited for this community and for our university. It's been really special.
All right, 6:30 tip this Friday in Sacramento for the Golden Gophers. We're wishing them all the best of luck. We'll be there with them. Thank you for joining the Gopher Coaches Show. Have a great week.